And pausing right there to tell you about the premise, something I find interesting as a difference between Eastern and Western thought is the fact that one of their greatest works is a historical fiction. And not just following individual characters in the situations. No, it's a historical fiction that describes the wider course of governments and kingdoms. To give you a little bit of context for my confusion at this, imagine if instead of Romeo and Juliet or Hamlet or Macbeth, imagine if Shakespeare's most famous play was like, I don't know, Richard II or Richard III or Henry, whatever number. Imagine that. Like, imagine if people in the West were just this amped up about a king that lived thousands of years ago. Imagine if we were that excited that the stories that shape our culture, it's not King Arthur, no, no, no. It's not the Grimm Brothers fairy tales, no, 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 no. Imagine if the stories that shape our culture are basically a dramatized version of Richard Lionheart's life that focuses not even too much on his interpersonal relationships, but more heavily leans on what kind of a ruler he was, what kind of a general he was. Imagine if that's what people in the West got excited about, and this is the kind of book that Romance of the Three Kingdoms is. It describes the fall of the Han dynasty and how the three rival kingdoms that emerged out of that dynasty sort of got established, and then it follows the story of like 3 or 4 generations of rulers of those kingdoms before eventually one kingdom eats up the other two, and then a new dynasty is established and Chinese history continues. Descriptions of battles, descriptions of how generals act in the field, descriptions of military campaigns and who the top advisors are for the governmental affairs.